Hi there, this is Jonathan Ginsberg, and I want to talk to you today about Social Security disability and a cancer diagnosis. And not surprisingly, if you've been diagnosed with cancer, especially if it's a type of cancer that requires surgery or chemo or radiation or any other type of invasive treatment, that is most likely going to be disabling. Now, there's a specific listing, which I'm going to put here on the screen, for what are called neoplastic diseases or cancer. And so in many cases, people with an active diagnosis of cancer are going to meet the listing. And not only are they going to meet the listing because of the diagnosis, but typically, not always, but typically, the listing will be considered to be met for usually about 18 months from the time of diagnosis, because it's assumed that during the course of treatment and recovery, it's going to take about a year and a half before you get back to normal. And normally, as long as until you're in remission for more than 3 years, you're considered to be at listing level for most cancers. Now, the listing itself does discuss very specific type of cancers, but my experience again has been, for the most part, most common cancers, the ones that are going to require invasive type of treatment, are going to be at listing level or equivalent to listing level, and therefore should be approved fairly early. Now, what you want to do is, if you've got this diagnosis, then you want to speak to your doctor about writing a narrative report or filling out a checklist form to basically show that you do meet the listing. I've seen far too many cases where somebody comes in and they've had a cancer diagnosis and they've been denied by Social Security, and the reason for that is that the medical record does not track the language of the listing. And so really what I do in those cases is I'll put together a checklist that tracks the specific listing or comes up with an equivalent listing, get it to the doctor, have them fill it out, and also describe the treatment and the implications of that, and that's usually enough to win. Now, if for some reason you do not meet the listing, and again, the claims adjusters at the initial and recon sometimes just aren't going to see what you're trying to put forward, you have to get to a hearing, then I'm going to present both a listing argument as well as a functional capacity argument. And what I mean by that is I'm going to argue that my client meets the listing or is equivalent to the listing, but if the court does not find that there's a listing level case here, then we would argue that my client's functional capacity for work has been so eroded by the symptoms of the cancer, by the treatment and the follow-up, that my client would not be a reliable employee. And that's usually a pretty effective argument. Sometimes the grid rules even come into play. If my client's over age 50 with a limited education and so forth, a lot of times cancer will create physical issues, physical symptoms that would make my client eligible for approval under the grid rules. So really any of the three theories of disability might work, but I think the place to start is with the neoplastic listing, and hopefully that will amount to an early approval. But that's how I approach cancer cases. I would certainly encourage anybody who's been diagnosed with cancer to apply for Social Security disability. It's certainly extra money coming in. It could provide Medicare down the road. It's something not a lot of people think of. They're so devastated by that diagnosis, they may not realize that they do have Social Security there that could come into play. So any questions about this or anything else relating to Social Security disability, I want you to feel free to contact me. I'm happy to help you any way I can. Again, I'm Jonathan Ginsberg here, and I hope this has been helpful, and I'll talk to you next video. Thanks a lot.